This is Julie.
Hey, calendar, what's my morning like?
Julie's about to have a long day.
At 9 a.m., soccer carpool. 9:10, purchase birthday card. 9:05, dry cleaning.
Did you just go backwards?
I'm sorry, I can't fit that question into your schedule. 9:15, cry for a little bit.
For days that won't end, let Schwann's help. With Schwann's, you can get delicious meals that go from freezer to table in minutes, not hours. Ordered, delivered, done. That's homemade easy. Visit today at schwanns.com. This is Julie.
Hey, calendar, what's my morning like?
Julie's about to have a long day.
At 9 a.m., soccer carpool. 9:10, purchase birthday card. 9:05, dry cleaning.
Did you just go backwards?
I'm sorry, I can't fit that question into your schedule. 9:15, cry for a little bit.
For days that won't end, let Schwann's help. With Schwann's, you can get delicious meals that go from freezer to table in minutes, not hours. Ordered, delivered, done. That's homemade easy. Visit today at schwanns.com.
Oh, this is Jim, the Keys bartender, coming to you from Key Largo. We're starting out a little early here, but we're at the Catch in Key Largo right now. Hurricane Irma traveled through here about, what would you say, Billy? When did it go through?
Well, I started getting the chainsaw out Monday morning, cutting myself loose. So
it was Monday morning.
that's when that's when I got nice enough to get outside and start getting out of the house.
Okay, Monday morning, and today it's
I don't know.
Wednesday the next week. That's 10 days ago.
I honestly don't know.
It's 9 days. It's been 9 days since the effects of the hurricane's been through. We are in the Catch at 102 mile marker in Key Largo, and we opened up on Thursday. So the Keys open up. The Upper Keys open up on Tuesday morning at 7 a.m.
Yeah, that's right. That's because that's what time all the guys started getting down to the office.
Yeah, I got down here at like 11:30, and it was. You know what? Everyone talks about it being a nightmare and all that stuff. When I got here at 11:30 on Tuesday, we drove down from Lakeland. That's where we hunkered down, I guess, like what Captain Josh would say, right?
Hunkered down.
Hunkered down, and we had a good old time up there, and but. We came back in, and Billy, my good friend Billy, took a look at our property and said it was A-OK, at least from the outside. And the inside it was, too. So we didn't have anything other than missing electricity, which we got back in 2.5 days. And I'll be happy to fill in some of the stories later. But on Thursday morning, we're coming back. My wife, my daughter, and I are coming back to work on the house, just doing general cleanup. It was not a lot of things to do, actually. I don't mean to make it belittle the effect this had on people, because there's a lot of places that got devastated down here. It got swamped. People lost their whole their houses. Everything's gone. But it wasn't. We're driving by the restaurant, and there's people cleaning up, and I joined in. I said, "Hon, I got to get out," and I got out and helped them, and then I went home 13 hours later back to my brother-in-law's house in Tavernier. We're about 11 miles south. We opened up in a couple hours. But we're going to be talking today about recovery stories. We're not going to be talking, we're trying to focus on the positive, how the Keys is coming back. They did, actually as of an hour ago, Luke just mentioned to me that they lifted the curfew. We had a curfew going. Let's, it's kind of surreal.
It started out as dusk to dawn, and then they moved it back to 10. And now I guess for the Upper Keys, from where, Luke? Did they say Tavernier up?
Well, it wasn't exactly clear, because they said from Homestead to Florida City, there is no curfew. I don't think there ever was a curfew in Homestead or Florida City.
I don't know.
That I know of. But and then they kind of skipped us down here.
That would be kind of hard to enforce, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I would
with
imagine.
The turnpike and all that. And all the municipalities. The thing that what we had in the Keys, to give, once again, if we have new listeners, we have a big international audience now. The Keys are a string of islands. How many bridges do we have? 41?
Yeah, 40-something.
I thought it was 47, but I could
47?
be wrong.
47 sounds good to me.
It goes 150
miles
of
highway.
150. Okay. Well, it goes from the
Yeah,
mile marker.
US 1 goes from what 128 to
128 to 0. It's 120.
Yeah.
But
So we got
it starts up there in
Florida City.
Florida City,
City.
works your way down.
Yeah.
The keys really start out once you get on Cross Key.
Yeah, once you get over
113,
if you go, if you 113, 115, or if you go up Card Sound Road, and that's the Upper Keys. That's all the Ocean Reef up there.
And
That's
what
still
would
the
you say
Keys.
the average width of the island is?
You can throw a
everywhere.
baseball across the Upper Keys. Most of
Upper
it
Key-
you can throw a baseball across.
Oh my, and some are wider than others.
Once you get down to the Lower Keys, it spreads out,
It
and
spreads
you get
out,
big, long. You get
But we're
7-8
just a
miles
long
wide.
string, 115 miles of islands, and not that high. The highest point is 18 feet, and what we had experienced was a major hurricane going straight for what was the
Cudjoe
Key.
about 13 miles outside of Key West.
Yeah, 13, 18.
13, 18 miles outside of Key West. But we were still within. We had some really harmful winds. Yeah. We did. We're also watching ESPN, watching stuff. They go. It kind of
Guy just did an
this
epic
guy.
face plant.
So on Tuesday at 7 a.m. they open up the keys to Upper Keys residents from mile marker 70. What was it? 74.
74, because the road was actually out at 73.
Okay.
There was no road.
Okay.
They had to. There's brand new fresh asphalt down there. They did a fantastic quick job of resurfacing.
And the curfew is like graduated down the Keys.
Yeah. But the
And-
thing about 74 though, the people came in, they were assessing their property loss. They're looking for electricity. They're looking for supplies because public, their grocery stores weren't open right away.
Down at Marathon, the Publix was open. I was down there today. I was setting stuff up for citizens down in Big Pine, and Publix and Marathon was open. A couple gas stations in Marathon were open.
As of Tuesday when we came in, they just opened.
Oh,
I think they just opened up, and they were open till 5. Publix is
that was the Publix up here.
Publix is our general grocery store for people that are in other country, and when we say Publix, that's our grocery store.
A&P,
Or Winn-Dixie.
Kroger, Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah, that's
Winn-Dixie.
Winn-Dixie. There's convenience stores, but a lot of convenience stores are closed. There wasn't a lot of gas. There definitely were. We were under a boil order until this morning at around 10 a.m. It went to a boil order was lifted to Tavernier Creek. Yes.
Tavernier Creek?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Okay, I was just telling Billy. I was looking at it. I saw it on the Monroe
Good.
County site.
Good, because we were down to the cut. 103.4 was the was
Adams Cut.
Adams cut, and anything north of that was okay. South, we still had a boil.
Yeah,
It's good that it's Tavernier Creek now. That's a lot of people.
it's funny. The whole time, I had a hard time believing that the water was bad up here. With the filter and all
Well,
that.
it might not be.
No. I just did my own thing, and I kept on experimenting. I've been using peroxide to see, if there's fecal matter in there, it'll start foaming up, or something like that. Sewage, if there's raw sewage. But
Did it foam?
no,
Oh, good.
did not foam. I have filtered, and I checked the filtered and unfiltered.
And
every day.
that a lot of that's just precautionary. I mean,
Are they worried about pressure and back?
if they get pressure and backflow, they're so worried about any little bit getting in there, and that's how they set up. Boom. Okay, do this.
Well, otherwise they get sued and all that.
I know everybody sues
So
everybody.
to recap this stuff, Billy was here. Luke, where were you up?
I went to Winter Springs where we lost power 2 hours before the storm even got there.
I was up in Lakeland. When we got up to Homestead, when we were evacuating on Thursday, because I have a 10-year-old daughter, I said, you know what? I'm not putting her through this experience. I'm going to take her up. And we had I had just purchased, as a lame-ass birthday present for Abby, my wife, OnStar I got her the premium package. There you go. On OnStar. She has a Chevy Equinox. I said, let's get that for her. And you know what? They came through. They booked a hotel room for us. I mean, we had to pay for it, but it was only like $15 or $10 more than the crappy shitholes that people were getting with the plaster falling out and stuff. And we stayed at a premium place in Lakeland. It was beautiful.
There you go. That's
with
nice.
a hotel bar.
Yeah, I saw the pictures. That looked really nice.
What?
I saw the pictures you put up.
Oh,
That
it was
looked really
gorgeous.
nice.
It was gorgeous, and the staff was wonderful. And it was funny when we got there, and I said it before. We were there Thursday and Friday, and they said, "Oh, we got the rooms. The rooms are all booked up Saturday and Sunday." When does rooms get booked? They go 2 months ago. I said, "I don't think they're going to come down." Because Irma
They
was
might
coming
have
in.
changed
Irma
their
was rolling
travel
in at that
plans.
time, and so I said, "Listen, take my name and rebook us into the next couple days." And we actually got rebooked until Tuesday. We're in there on Thursday into Tuesday. We're roaming around Lakeland up until like during the hurricane. But the hotel, hey Marcy, take care.
We got to poop in a bucket.
What? What?
That's classy.
Yeah, we got to spend a week pooping in a bucket because evidently
shit.
the pump station in Winter Springs, Florida, shut down, and so you had to poop in a bucket because you couldn't flush the toilet.
Well, how
Wow.
much? Wait, but you didn't have to pay for that.
You know how hard it is to poop in a bucket when you're half shit faced on 18 beers, man,
Oh man.
and you got one of them.
And I'm sure T-Bone is in there looking at you, going, "What are you doing, Dad?"
Like, wow, man,
Luke,
it's a
that's like the
rodeo.
opposite of what was that guy? Robin Leach's lifestyles
Lifestyles of the Rich and
Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous.
Los-
When you lose power and you have to poop in a bucket.
Lifestyles of the poor and destitute.
Yes, but you know what? We made it through, and so everyone made up there. You stayed.
Yeah, I
And
stayed.
Billy, I spoke to Billy during the storm.
Yeah, a couple times. I actually kept power right through the storm. I didn't lose. I actually didn't lose internet until everybody started up their chainsaws Monday morning, and somebody knocked down the Comcast line.
Oh, really?
Bummer.
Son of a bitch. That's what the guy's got. You son of a bitch. So I'm talking to you, and I'm getting the feel for what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, we had some Cat 1, Cat 2 stuff. It was probably sustained 75, 85, and we had some serious gusts come through.
Well, the reason I made the decision to come back down is because Billy told me how. Well, the house was devastated. I was going to rush down. I would have drove the family up to my father's place.
Yeah, no, I told you the house is fine. Make sure you have your shit together. Bring fuel, food, and water, because there's nothing down here.
In Florida, it's weird. I was single for a long time. I was married for a couple years prior with no kids. So, and my ex-wife was a sweetheart. My ex-wife was a sweetheart, but she could definitely defend herself. But once I have a daughter, now I'm like, I get a little paranoid. And my wife, my wife's 6'2". I'm 6'4". My wife's 6'2". When we're together, there's not too many people going to mess around with us. But yeah, there's not, really, we are. I'm a fitness trainer, and she works out a lot too. But I got my daughter's kind of tall too.
I bet
actually, all three of us. Pretty devastating, but I had to pick up. You're allowed to evacuate with a weapon, and they have not super loose laws down here. You have a 3-step law in Florida.
They open it up. You can pretty much carry. You can. I think you can do open carry in.
I'm not going to say what I was doing, but no, they don't have open carry. Open carry. There's no open carry.
I thought there was open carry in.
Not in Florida.
In disaster areas in Florida. I don't know. I'd have to check it. I don't want
to say anything.
I wasn't open carry.
But I at certain times I thought I was certainly in violation because I went up 27, and when we were coming back, I went and stopped off, and there was a reedy area on 27. And I said, you know what? I want to see what the kick is on this the weapon I was using, and I'm there. I pull off the side. I said, sit in the car, and I fire off a couple rounds. I said, oh my, nice firing. It was a revolver. I love revolvers for some reason. I think I may have been John Wilkes Booth in a past life.
Might have been a Beatles album fan.
There you
too,
go.
You know,
Oh, you're talking about the
Beatles album
what's his name?
Revolver because it goes
Oh,
around.
I know. I
and
thought you were
around.
talking about the guy that.
Happiness is a warm gun.
That was on the White
Rubber
Album.
Soul. Wasn't that on Rubber Soul?
No, that was White Album.
It makes it really hard for a guy like
Revolver
me.
was good day, sunshine.
Yeah. No, but when there's a devastation, what happens, you get in your head that people are opportunistic and they'll seek. And you know what? A lot of that didn't happen down here. You'll hear stories about it.
Yeah,
there were stories.
There was a little bit, but
There
no,
were stories.
most of it's pretty
You know
tight.
what? It wasn't mass mayhem. It was generally people. I mean, I'm telling you, I got down here. Billy was there. Billy was there the first day I got down here. Billy was there.
I had a nice, actually, this is a funny story. I was
Let's hear it.
talking to a couple officers that were escorting fuel trucks around at Circle K. And I won't name the agency so they don't get in trouble, but we're all shooting shit. I brought up some water out of my coolers, and we're talking to the guy who brought the fuel down, and guy looks at me and goes, "You're showing." So, I start checking my fly, going, no, I'm good. He's going, no. Taps his back, goes, "You're showing." I'm like, "Oh, sorry."
Oh, yeah.
Had to pull the shirt back over there.
Oh, okay, yeah. You know what? We were, but that's what we do during an emergency, and we did it. It made us some cover. We really didn't need it.
No, and you don't, but that's...
Yeah. I mean, I want to talk about
No, my biggest thing was not looters. It was guys, because I was fixing up a property right next to a gas station. And I get guys, they've been telling everybody on the radio and TV for 3 days there's no fuel available in the Keys.
Yeah.
So I get like half a dozen people. I'm out there with my generators and the power stuff and putting the fences back up and cutting down trees. And they're pulling up the Circle K going, "Hey, is there any fuel down here?" I'm like, "No, there is no fuel down here."
Yeah, it's not making it down here.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
just
dwindling supply. What happens is with weak infrastructure, they fill up the places they have to go, and they go to the questionable places, get the least amount of fuel. It's I believe in capitalism.
Yeah. Well, we're
It
at the
doesn't
end of the
happen.
supply line.
You don't send the most fuel down to places that are least able to deliver the services.
And plus, we're
be able to use it
we're
properly.
at the end of the supply line.
Yes.
And there wasn't anybody coming down at that point.
Yeah.
Everybody had left. I heard maybe 20% of the Keys residents stayed, 20, 25, something like
Yeah.
that. So basically, everybody had left. At that point, there's no call for fuel.
Yeah. You know what? In retrospect, talking to you guys and stuff like that, when you think about it, we reacted well. We evacuated well. There weren't a lot of people that stayed. The people that stayed, they stayed in structures that were safe. And the people that returned to places. Then there aren't people dying down here like in other places. Because I'm not saying we're better prepared.
We didn't
but-
get hit as hard.
Well,
The Upper Keys didn't.
Did you
The
see
Upper
some of those
Keys didn't.
marinas and all that stuff?
Oh, I mean, down south they got.
Oh, they got hit hard,
wiped
but
out.
they're still surviving too.
Yeah.
I mean, they opened up Duval Street, Luke.
Yeah.
It was open till 12.
Key West,
Key West
was
is
on
actually
the-
pretty good.
It was on the weak side of the storm, though. It didn't. We were on the strong side of the storm.
Yeah, Willie
that's why
T's
Big
got a
Pine
little
got the
crushed.
crap
Big
knocked
Pine
out
got
of
the
it.
yeah, but you know what? I was kind of reluctant when people came in on Thursday. I came in and I told you the story. I walked in, I helped clean up, and we're throwing out all the garbage food. And then the Cisco truck comes rolling in. We resupply a limited menu. I'm there till 12. Maybe you guys need to resupply. Okay, yeah. So what
Yes,
we'll
we do need to resupply.
Yeah, you need to resupply and get the stuff. So I'll tell my story. So
Tell your story.
What
I'll,
happened?
I'll go talk Sean out of some beer.
I walk up and I see we're there till 11 o'clock, and then all the guys are rolling in from FEMA, insurance guys, state disaster control, electric company, and all that stuff. And I think it was Thursday night, and it's 2 days after the reopen the Keys, and there's only one other restaurant between here. I think I'm within 20 miles. We were in the Upper Keys. We were the first real restaurant to open up. I don't mean to say Do you know what? I'll give my credos to Tower Pizza. Tower Pizza opened up right away.
It's
That was
almost
all I
like
mean.
they never even closed, but that's the way they always have been.
No, but that, you know what? I give it. But we have a bigger menu, but not that it's any different. But what happened is we went and did it. We opened up, and these guys came in, and I had this story. The guy came up and said to me, "Hey, do you have a dark and stormy?" I said, "A dark." I said, "Yeah, we might have ginger beer. I'd have to go and look for it." And they go, "But we just opened today. We just opened and we cleared everything out. Just opened it. I don't know if I'm going to find a ginger beer." He goes, "Well, do you have it?" And I go, "Hey, wait, hold a second." And these were insurance guys. And I said, "Pretend you're in a place that just experienced a disaster, and order accordingly. Order accordingly." And they go, "I'll have a rum on the rocks." They looked at me, I had a rum on the rocks, and I totally cut them off at the nuts. And I said, "You know what? I know I did say nuts, but that's what I said. Hi, how are you doing?"
Howdy.
I'm good. Dude. Well, that was that story then, and they were surprised. And then people, I think when people came in and said to me, "What was that?" And then people thought I was going to give them a hard time ordering a sangria or something like that. I say, no, it's not that. Either I have it or I don't. We have a limited menu. People say, "Do you have this? Do you have that?" I say, "Yeah, no, I'm sorry. We don't have soup today. We don't have that." We're rolling out our menu selection. And Kathy, Paige, and their families were working their asses off to get this. And just as well as Billy was up and down the center keys doing that stuff. Obviously we're here. We're serving people. Yes, I'm making money, but this is not a chain restaurant. We don't have resources. We're not like
McShits.
McShit, yeah, whatever. McDonald's, yes. McDonald's, or you come in there and or anybody, and then you have very deep pockets. We had Kathy and Paige they have their resources to come and open up, and they work really hard to provide people with food, and they did it. And we worked really hard. They lost a lot of
Lost a lot of product.
A lot of product, but fortunately the property,
Yeah.
it fared well.
Unfortunately, they did lose their gorgeous sign.
It's virtually undamaged.
Yeah, except for the gorgeous sign out
Actually,
front.
Today, I'll tell you a story. The taxi guy ran over the flower pot out front.
No.
I made it to the store. The flower pot right there that's crushed. Look at that, Luke. That one right there. The guy came in. He's looking for someone that wasn't here. He was at the wrong restaurant, and he backs up over it. I'm not going to say his name of the taxi thing because it's a good taxi company, and it saves a lot. I mean, if you consider you save a lot of life by driving a lot of drunks.
Well, on our evacuation out of the Keys, we were meaning to leave at 3 o'clock in the morning, but the wife being slower than the 7-year itch, it turned out to be 5 in the morning. So by the time we got around Fort Lauderdale, West Palm, the traffic started getting real heavy with everybody else evacuating. We sat in traffic, and the wife, she has no air conditioning. We're sitting in I'm in the U-Haul with the dog and 3 cats in the cab, all crowded in this cab. At least we had air conditioning. Anyway, long story short, we got off at Yeehaw Junction, and the wife, man, she is unhinged by now, sitting in the hot sun, yelling and screaming, calling me up on the cell phone. "You don't know where you're going. You don't know where you're going." I'm like, "Yeah, trust me." And I got on 441 out in the sticks right there at Yeehaw Junction, and we hauled ass north to Orlando. We were the only cars on the road.
Well, what time was that? What was that on?
When we hit up there, it was around noontime. On the turnpike, it started to suck ass.
What day was that?
It was
Thursday or Friday?
Thursday. No,
Yeah, the same thing on 27th.
Friday.
20
It was Friday.
No, it's Friday because Thursday night I was putting your damn
Thursday night
shutters up.
we were doing the last. Bill, bless his fucking heart, was over there helping us out.
His landlord says, "Hey, yeah, put the shutters up. They're in the shed.
They're in the shed.
When did I leave?
So I go Kimberly Luke's wife calls me in a fit, and I come over, and all the shutters are there. None of the tracks are mounted.
Oh, really?
No, we had to do. Bill had to do the whole thing.
So luckily, I still had some tap cods left over, and Luke got a lesson in how to install storm shutters. It was
I bought
it was
me
amusing. He's got a screw gun now.
I bought me a screw gun because
Watch out, folks! He's a fairly dangerous man.
Really?
Yeah, because I was like,
Tim
what
the
a
Tool
handy,
Man.
what a handy
Taylor.
device, man. I've been doing shit by hand for so long. That's why my tendons and carpal
Yeah.
tunnel.
Well,
and
Luke and Billy are by vocation and avocation musicians, and that's repetitive motion. You know what? I have one
It is.
repetitive motion, but it doesn't. For some reason, it doesn't hurt your hand.
no,
as
but
much.
it gave me tennis elbow.
That's it.
I don't
No,
want to go into that.
my hands stay numb. So it's
All the
just
time,
Hey,
man.
but I want to come bringing this back to the recovery part. When we came back, Billy was there, and once again, Billy, I swear to God, I knew we were getting closer on the podcast. The way you were offering help, my God, that was wonderful. That made.
all my dude.
Oh my God! I said to my wife, I said, this is what I tell you about. You expect the best from people, you get the best from people, and you do get them. And not actually, I expect regular, and they get the best.
Yeah.
And my neighbors were the same way.
Everybody, you go through this, and luckily I kept power the whole time. I was, I'm super prepared all the time because I'm anal like that. I had 3 generators. Boom, they were all out.
Yep.
Everybody that
We got
I knew
one of the
that needed
generators,
power,
even
boom, boom, there you
even
go.
though we didn't fire it up because we were staying in that place. We thought it would be. Why in the hell would we go and start up a refrigerator and stay in an I know, here we are. This is modern people problems. Well, how long ago? 80 years ago? 60 years ago? 60 years, air conditioning general use in the United States. 70 years ago? 60 years ago?
No, dude, I'm not that old. I remember not having AC in schools.
Oh, I went to Catholic school. We didn't have an AC.
I remember down
Over
here
at our
in
house?
I remember down here in the Keys in the 70s because my grandfather was a charter captain down in Key West, and there was hardly any AC in Key West at that time.
No, but that's a modern person problem now.
I grew
but then
up
again,
in a house with no AC.
no, but you can
down here in
argue this
Florida.
or not, okay? And I'm not saying it just for this particular year, and we won't talk about the previous years before it, is very warm. It is very warm year. And I'm not no hidden
We live
agenda.
in the Keys. It's always warm.
It's warmer than
It's hot.
warmer
It's
than
been really,
ever.
really
Yeah.
hot,
It's-
man.
it's
the
hot.
highest temperatures that we. What was that water temperature between the Bahamas and Florida Bay?
89.
I don't know.
89, 90. Yeah, and that's the reason why when you
The intensity.
they weren't dropping down at all as they headed north.
Yeah. Well, and the land heats up. Try to take a cold shower in the Keys. Ain't gonna happen.
ain't gonna happen.
You get a lukewarm shower.
No, but it
At
did kind of
best.
cool down. I took some showers when I got back without the water heater on, without the electric. We didn't flip the switch on, obviously, because we didn't have any power for 2 days. The thing is, you don't have power, so you just, you do what you have to do.
You
and-
make do.
Yeah, you make do.
But you
Luckily-
got to realize you can only get 300 gallons before you if the sewage is down and it doesn't have power because it's a vacuum system down here.
Yeah.
You only got 300 gallons in reserve where you can flush and showers, man, you run through a lot of water, and once you fill it up, it'll start backing back up. It happened to several people down here.
I'm not, okay, well, you know what? I wasn't that well versed in physics, so whenever they post those things, I don't know exactly. But I definitely wouldn't argue with it. I don't know. You're right.
I wouldn't know
you're right.
because I shit in a bucket for.
But we you know what? Billy and I were talking about a person we were talking to, and there's people that are prone to. And you know what? Let's be brutal, being bitchy.
Whiny bastards.
Bitchy. You
I
know
have
what?
problems. You have problems. We
Everyone-
all have problems.
Yeah.
Deal with them.
It's a national disaster. It's a regional disaster. Everyone goes through it. Some worse than others. When there's that, there's a group that gated community north of us.
I got
and then someone's showing pictures. I'm like,
I
I'm
can
supposed
only
to worry
have
about
peanut
them.
butter jelly sandwiches.
I'm supposed to worry about.
Dude, a young man, actually a not so young man I know, basically lost everything he owned and was still at work at Publix making sandwiches for everybody with a smile, thankful that he had a job and some buddies let him stay at his place.
Yes.
And I flat out told him, look, anything you need, whatever you want, call me and we'll come over and do your stuff.
Your life is your major possession. Life and the people that you hold dear and your friends and all that are your major possession. We did it here. We made it. We're back. They opened the checkpoints. When did they open the checkpoints? Yesterday?
This morning, I think, was the first day they really opened it.
Yeah.
And it's open. US 1 is open down to
We're
Key
looking
West.
at it right now. We could see.
Hey, Lou. How you doing?
Hey, you know what?
Hey, man, how are you?
That's not my kid.
You want to share how you did on your storm?
Pardon me?
You want to share
Tell us
how you did on
the storm?
Well, we were very blessed. We had very little damage, but we were on the bay side.
That's all right.
And I thought for sure our Cheeky Hut roof would go, and I thought our dock would go, but it didn't. And all I gotta say is the Seminoles know how to thatch a roof. Because it didn't even pull one from.
Billy, why don't you explain that? What the Seminole stuff?
Oh, down here you got cheeky huts everywhere, tiki huts. And basically to get one done, all the guys that do it are subcontractors, but they're all from the Seminole tribe. And they come put together your tiki hut, and those damn things never blow away.
No, these guys do know what they're doing.
Well, did you see what Gilbert's?
Yeah.
It looked like it ruffled their feathers a little bit, but
that's
that's
the only
about
thing.
it.
That's the only thing that's left on that property.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this resort has this huge tiki huts, and they were put together by the Seminoles. And those guys, they put it. I was working there when they did that. That's amazing. And
The one that did blow away, the little connector roof that they had to do last minute.
Yeah.
It wasn't done by them. They had to connect it for the
to continue the liquor license.
liquor license. Yeah. I forgot to talk into the mic.
Talking to your mic, Luke.
And that's all right. Hey, so we're
But-
doing all right.
But yeah, fortunately, we got back here last Tuesday. We had a generator, fired it up, but we couldn't fire up no AC. But even we had refrigeration, lights, TV, and a fan.
There you go.
There you
we
go.
were blessed in that respect.
You get your bikes unloaded yet?
The what?
You get your bikes unloaded yet?
Oh yeah, no, we put those
Okay.
up in a U-Haul truck. We rented a U-Haul truck from Homestead and put the bikes in the back.
What bikes are we talking about?
Couple Harleys.
2 Harleys.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we had $30,000.
Something different. doesn't
We
it?
had $30,000 worth of motorcycles, and so we brought a truck down. We put them in there. They didn't even get wet.
There you go. Good.
I'll tell you. There's some of these properties. There's like $15 million properties that were totally wiped out during this thing.
I came over, what was that, Tuesday, and we were going to do it, and it was late, and Lou's like, no, go home, go cut more chainsaw stuff, whatever.
Yeah, I just drove them up in the back. The problem was getting them out.
Get them back out.
But yeah,
Where'd you go? Where'd you evacuate?
we went to Deerfield Beach. Well, we actually had a place in Homestead, but they evacuated them. So then we were scrambling, and we found a place in Deerfield Beach that took pets, and so that's where we went.
You guys lose power up there?
We lost power the second day.
I have a friend in Deerfield who just got his power back yesterday.
Oh, I'll tell you what, the hotel was very accommodating. They did really good, but after the power went out, we were on the 3rd floor, and there was no power in the hallways, but we had flashlights and stuff. So
Oh, there you go. And you had to use the steps because the elevators were down.
no elevators, and
Yeah.
we brought a bunch of stuff up there in the elevators.
Oh, no.
Then we had to schlep it down afterwards.
And my friend Lou is no longer a young man.
No,
and
no.
steps at a certain age after your knees start to
Wait
go.
a second. As the oldest member of this trio,
Yes.
Lou does not look like he's debilitated or anything.
he's not
He
debilitated.
looks like he could still hurt somebody.
But
But the knees
The last
certainly.
hurricane I went through was Wilma, and I was good with that one because I was prepared for it, and I was prepared for this one. But it took me a little longer to come back.
It happens with age, right?
Yeah.
So, hey,
It does.
thank you. I just want to back up with Lou because I wouldn't feel.
Legs don't function as like they used to.
I got secrets I use. I use a tensor unit when my back's getting sore and all that. I do. I use a tensor unit when everything. It works.
I've tried them. That's the one that Shaquille O'Neal. I've tried.
No. I use this Chinese one with the pads, and you put it on your back, and you change it to you got like 12 different settings.
Wow, my old lady keeps
Yeah.
sticking those to my ball sack.
Hey, maybe they work for some people.
She
No,
said it
everyone's
was a
different.
kinky sexual
Lou, you look
device.
like you're. Wait, everyone's talking, which is fine. That's the way your bar is.
There you go.
That's the way the bar is. Maybe, but I'll tell you, you still look strong.
Well, I'm not as strong as I used to be.
Okay, then you must have been really strong then. Okay. How about that?
Still,
I like this guy.
as we say, still strong as an ox. I just don't work as well as I used to.
It's just harder to pull the plow.
Long distance. I'll
There
put it
you
that
go.
way.
Well, that's what I try to do.
I'm good for short bursts of speed.
There you go.
You know what? As an old guy, that's what you got to do. I tell him all the time. I say, when a young guy messes with me, I'm 50. I know but I'm 54. When a young guy's messing with me, I say, listen, I'm really strong for a short time, but I will do anything to take your head off.
I hear you. Exactly.
Oh, that goes with my shirt.
Old age and treachery
treachery.
will overcome youth and skill. That's Luke's shirt. I like that.
Every time.
We're going to thank Lou. Lou, enjoy a drink on us, okay? We're going to have, what are you drinking?
I drink Miller Lite and a shot of rum.
Rum? Okay, I'm going to go. Listen, keep on talking.
Okay,
I want to hear some stories. Let's get it.
We're going to talk amongst ourselves.
Let's get over. I'm going to get him a drink.
Today is a black day in my life because we lost our beloved dog of 13 years,
What
Oh,
was your dog's name?
Largo.
I'm sorry.
Margo, did your
Wow.
dog die because of anything? Because of
He was just old and yeah.
Just old and
Died in my
grumpy.
arm.
Oh,
that's
I'm sorry, Lou.
It just sucks. So we came out for a drink.
That's
I'm going to go over there and get him a drink.
Go
you
get
guys
Lou a
talk
drink.
about talk about music industry right now while I walk over with Lou and we get him a drink.
you
I
don't
wanna
want us
get
talking
a drink
about
on the
music
show.
industry.
Oh my goodness,
No, you don't want to open that gate because
We,
we'll walk right through.
Hi, Paige.
Hi, Paige.
Good.
How you doing, sweetie?
Well, at any rate, we lost a lot of gigs down here just
Oh,
because
man.
they were destroyed. You know.
The first time I'm going to play is tomorrow night with you.
Yeah.
But,
I was lucky, and bless the Big Chill's heart, they wanted to get back to normalcy.
I remember they called you up Wednesday,
They had me.
Thursday. I mean, it was right after evacuation was.
I forget. I
I think
you
it
know,
might,
the days
I have
just
no
keep
idea what
blurring.
day it is anymore.
And,
I think it was Thursday because we were talking about that. I'm like, we were talking, going, hey, if you hear anything, give me a call. You know, I could use some work. All my income's cut off. And I said, yeah. Next thing I know, I see pops up a notification on Facebook going, hey, Luke Glenn's going to be here. I'm like, good for you, buddy.
And bless their hearts, they employed my band the following nights, and that was man. You know, I had no money in my wallet, and if it wasn't for them, man, it's like wow. So, you know,
they came up. I actually had a couple guys call me to play on Saturday, and unfortunately, I was just done. Both of us are used to playing music in bars at night. Getting up at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning and running the chainsaw for 8 or 10 hours is kicking my ass.
yeah, man, and You know, we ain't spring chickens anymore, man.
Not quite. Not as young as I once was, but maybe as good as I ever was.
I was outside this morning at the crack of sunrise because I've been falling asleep early because of the curfew. Well, drinking myself to sleep early because that's what we do.
There you go.
And waking up with the sunrise, and I look at the yard, and I was like, well, just got to go out there and start.
Start cleaning.
Just keep doing stuff. And it's actually looking like I'm getting somewhere.
There you go. How the old guy down in Africa eat the elephant?
One bite at a time.
One bite at a time. Just keep going up. You know, I got up Monday morning and looked down the street either way, and I was just like, I am never going to be able to get out of here. And got out the chainsaw and cut some trees, dragged some stuff, and it's just been ongoing. This is ongoing. It's going to be going for a while. They're going to be picking up trash here. They're going to be picking up.
There's huge piles. Did you
piles
see
of
it?
brush.
Rowell's Marina, they're stacking it up. I mean, it's like it's
they've
as
got
high
a big
as
grinder
two-story
machine
building,
there.
you know.
But yeah, it's going to be ongoing for a long. It's going to be ongoing for a long time.
And we definitely, you know, like
I got it. Hey.
hog
Okay.
Hey. This is Jim, the Keys bartender. What time are we at right now?
We got 39 minutes.
I think we're pretty good with about 3 more minutes.
Okay.
And then we're going to take a break for about 15 minutes and finish
We'll
up
do
with another. We'll do another episode and stuff like
Get
that.
some more people
But
up
now,
top.
so what were you guys? Fill me in. I know because I walked away from it. No, dude, don't
no,
fill me in.
no.
Don't spend it. Were you covering the music? What are your plans? Now?
We talked briefly about music, but no, we got talking back about recovery and cleanup.
Well, just the fact that some of the bars got up, and then there's other ones like Shipwrecks. It's going to be a while. The Pilot House
Well, you know what?
is going to be a while.
You know what? We gotta be.
Hog Heaven is going to be
you know
a while.
No, I was down
Holiday
there today.
Isle, I don't. Well, whatever you call
I gotta
it.
be.
Postcard.
We gotta be careful about what we say because you don't know how quick the recovery. Look at. There's places in Amarada, the one that has a person's first name. I don't want to say it because they're recovering really quickly. They're rebuilding the docks.
Dude, I drove by there. They've got concrete trucks, 16 bucket trucks, a crane.
I know. You'd be so
hammering it.
amazed how quickly some of these places come back.
Because
so we got to watch
that's
out
what
what
we
we say.
do.
So, hey, folks.
I
if
have,
you're
I have one
Let's
bitch,
hear it.
man. I've been seeing these posts on Facebook from these douchebags that are like, oh, I don't think they should rebuild the Keys. They should live somewhere where it's safer and this stuff don't happen. Really, you're going to go to live in Kansas in Tornado Alley and bitch about tornadoes. You're going to live in Minnesota and bitch about blizzards.
Well,
you're going to
they
live
did-
in Mexico and bitch about earthquakes. Or
Well,
California. You're not going to escape Mother Nature. Is
I
my
understand
point.
where people's arguments come from. Like this is where we can understand. Like a conservative can understand a progressive, and progressive understand a conservative. Where they say your community is not viable. They said it about New Orleans after
New Orleans is up and running, back in
Katrina,
business.
right? And or Sandy in New Jersey and things like that. I mean, whether you believe that, but there's always an argument to be made pro and con, and being able to achieve higher building codes. Yesterday there was a horrible earthquake just south of Mexico City, and Mexico City experienced, I think it was 8 years or
It was 1985. They had a one to the day.
Well, they changed their building code. They changed their building code.
That was that one in 85.
Okay, they changed their building codes. And what happens is people, Andrew did that. Andrew did that, and he changed their building code.
Changed all
and that's
the
why the
building
structures here, they took a hit as big as Andrew and didn't get the devastation that. And that's a miracle. That is a miracle. And being resilient, being able to become resilient, and this is where I'm arguing for your point, is a benefit. Yeah, Lou, what's up, brother?
No, I was just going to say that, anybody out there that can has got a pickup or a truck and wants to donate to the people down in the lower Keys, they really need help down there.
Where should they take a Lou?
Well, they could take it down. I believe there's a collection center at Marathon.
We're collecting here at the Catch here in Key Largo 102.
Okay.
They're actually, they can drop it off at the Caribbean Club.
Okay,
Yeah.
the Caribbean Club,
Caribbean Club.
at 104 at the
104,
Catch at 102. 104 Bayside, 102.1 here, Oceanside at the Catch. That is a great point, Lou, and I thank you on that.
Yeah, there's a lot of people down there that need help.
Any help they can get down there. If you got a spare generator that you're not using or whatever, just bring it down there, and we'll make sure it gets to the right people, because they really need a lot of help down there.
Sign off in 1 minute. Lou, we're going to do another show in about 15 minutes. We're going to take a little break so everyone can recoup.
There you go. Thank you, Jim.
Do you want? We don't have to.
No, we can take a break. We'll take a break.
Do you want to do another one after
Yeah,
this?
we can do another one.
I think we
after
have
this.
plenty of material.
We got plenty of material.
About.
We got a bunch more people.
We
We got a bunch of people.
Scratch the
It's only going to get better. Okay, so
We haven't even got
this
silly
is Jim
yet.
the Keys bartender. I'm here with Billy Wissinger, Bill Wissinger. I apologize.
You call me
and
Billy.
Luke Summers. Hey, you know what? There's nothing like a natural disaster to bring you closer. But I knew these guys for years, and I guess you know what someone's made of once.
Well, if
they,
your house had burned down, we'd help you just the same.
I know, it's the same way. Hey, you could be from anywhere in the world and still be the same. That's the way we are. This is the Keys bartender signing off. We're going to be doing another episode right after this. We're going to take a little break.
After a long day of being pulled in every direction, the last thing anyone wants to think about is what's for dinner. That's where Schwann's can help, with a variety of real food choices, frozen to lock in freshness. From ready-made meals, premium meats and side dishes, to vegetables, ice cream, and more. Schwann's foods go from freezer to table in minutes, not hours, so you can pull off a delicious meal in no time at all. Ordered, delivered, done. That's homemade easy. To help simplify mealtime, visit schwanns.com.
At Farmers Insurance, we know every windshield collision has a unique sound. Beetle. Bird poop. Drone. Seen it, covered it. Click for more.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.